What the crap are you guys doing live? Here's what's going on. My buddy Adrian is one of the coolest people in blockchain. Is like the head holy crap dude. That's not his actual title. I think that's not his actual title at Wombat.
How'd you know?
Yeah, it's his secret society.
Right when he said secret society.
They cut him off.
Censored.
He's not allowed to disclose
That was too much.
I can't do that live on YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Well, great to see you, Adrian.
Yeah, hello.
The internet just dies. And like, I was getting all warmed up for my freaking intro, and then the internet's just like, no. Anyway,
You said the wrong words, man.
I guess. I mentioned the Wombat Secret Society, and the internet gods were like, nope.
Don't trigger the AI,
They
man.
didn't cut you out this time.
Anyways, yeah, right. So they deigned to let me back on. Anyway, so Wombat's coming to Wax, and Adrian's been so freaking fantastic for me and every other project that I know that's interactive with Wombat. And I'm like, how can we help basically introduce everybody who's on Wombat to all the cool projects that are on Wax. And so that's what this 8 a.m. thing, like anytime we can get a couple people together, I want Adrian to meet all the cool ass people we know. And then Lisa was like, hey, we're launching missions, on AlienWorlds. I'm like, well, hey, Lisa's one of the coolest people I know. So it just worked out. This is the first time we're doing this. We're going to have some coffee. I need to have way more coffee. But Lisa, how are you doing? Tell us everything about missions. Like what's going on? And I feel like before missions, I feel like it's been a year and a half. It's probably been like 6 months. Like, can you just give us an update on everything that's kind of calmed up? I can English to now, and then we'll get into the new update.
Sure. You know what? I'm gonna try to speak carefully, because I know I'm slow and there's a delay because my internet. And then I'll let the other guys add to it after I'm done, so I'm not talking over everyone. But it is great to see you, and it is so fun here, and we're excited to launch, and obviously wanted to first thing come back on and hang out with you because you've been absolutely instrumental in the growth of AlienWorlds early on, and we know it, and we love you. We love you from all of our different communities, but it's been amazing to watch how you've brought all these communities together and inspired people to create communities. And that has been a big driver of the AlienWorlds growth, as we created the mining game and got people engaged in mining and creating events and all of that. So we know you have had a huge influence in that and wanted to come thank you and celebrate with you like we always have, and launch AlienWorlds Missions, which is the second really big game. But before I even say anything about that, I want to say there's been a lot of games lately being added to AlienWorlds in smaller ways. There's been a lot of events, a lot of different things you can do to earn NFTs and everything. And so maybe the guys will tell you more about that. But basically being a decentralized focused metaverse, like people are doing things everywhere, and we're trying to keep up and share it with everyone because we can. I think we have, like 300,000 almost daily players, and we email and even your list to tell them about what's going on. And so when people are creating and doing events and doing things, we get to share them with everyone and help, elevate and spread that opportunity among everyone, as you've been doing too, Corey, all this year. And before, can you believe it's only been a year?
No, I can't believe it. It feels like somewhere between 2 weeks and 700 years. I don't know which one. It's flown by, but it also
I don't know about you guys, but I've been doing this for years. Y'all just knew.
Yeah. We're not as OG as you. We get it. But so speaking of which, I wanted to talk to you, Michael, about some of this stuff. And Conan and David, I want to hear from you guys about this stuff too. Like the open architecture of like the decentralized, nature, because it's not just a buzzword with AlienWorlds, right? Like all this stuff is going on in chain. So people can, come in and say, okay, if you mine on my land on AlienWorlds, we can give you other benefits, right? And I know I was just talking to Anders in the observation, Anders, who was talking to his accountant, and he's trying to explain to his accountant why it has like 600 million microtransactions. He's like, yeah, I make like a micro penny every time somebody comes over here, and like, he's probably giving away some NFTs or whatever. So what are some of the best examples of those kind of events that have happened in the last few months?
You mean the kind of events, or just
the actual specific events, like the kinds of people that are using that kind of that new tech basically to do shit for themselves. Like, it's not just AlienWorlds; they're basically building games and experiences on top of the AlienWorlds platform.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's funny you should ask for it, because Michael, I'll let you answer too, of course. Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say we're literally going to spend a whole month telling those stories, starting in a few days. There's so many creators that have been creating different things and just keeping track. You know how it is in the Uplift, keeping track.
Yeah.
You literally have to have a daily show, right? So anyway, we're going to have a bunch of creators coming together and telling their stories and learning about what they've done in different ways and what they're doing, because everyone does it a little bit differently, but yet they seem to get a lot of attention and success. But Michael, you've been doing pretty much most all of the drops, I think, on AlienWorlds miners with the NFTs and everything, so you know a lot about the events and what's going on and what's working. So what are the tips? What's the inside scoop?
Well, like I say, I mean, like you kind of mentioned, they do kind of tend to build their own, I don't want to call it a mini game, but a mini experience on top of it. So while you're already playing and enjoying and benefiting from the existing AlienWorld platform and community, it's hundreds of thousands of players. So what they found and what we provide some services for is all that information's on the blockchain. It's all out there, visible and available. So and because we're a block producer and have all the nodes and all the services, we pull all that information off and then use it to do airdrops or reports or rewards or anything like that. And so different communities, they engage and reward their collectors and participants differently. We've had some that made 50 cards an hour. I think Anders even did like 55 or something like that. Just taking all the NFTs they can and come enjoy for 3 days and making an event out of it. So it's not even so much about the daily grind, but they'll kind of wrap some beginning and end dates and ramp things up and really hone in the engagement. We've even had some other projects that have kind of expanded it in a mini game. Like, that's the only place that you can get certain cards that can then be blended for other things in their collection. So, they kind of add on to here's a little mini game to hunt and peck for some of our assets as well. And hey, by the way, you make a little Trillium and some NFTs and stuff like that. But they're able to kind of easily branch out and expand a little bit more. And some of them just a distribution mechanism for their collectors. Just they want to get some more cards out, and there's only so many ways that you can creatively give stuff away. So like I say, it's kind of another platform that if you want to get some exposure out about your project, it's like standing out in a parking lot and handing out flyers. I mean, it may not be fun, but it works, right? You get more exposure, more eyeballs, more, hey, what's this? I wouldn't have bought it on my own, but now that I have it, let me go and look and see what it is. So it's really been interesting to see, different people embrace different ways of kind of piggybacking on top of that open architecture of AlienWorlds and all the blockchain games, Yeah.
And this is why, just so everybody who knows anything about the Uplift at all, EOCO say it pings me at least once a week. When Punchline get thing? When are you putting all this on chain? It's because he knows how powerful this is going to be. And we have
I sprinkled some ambiguousness in there, so I can take when you can have a game or a platform or anything like that start to openly expose more of the information. Doesn't have to expose everything, but hey, somebody mined on a particular land. Hey, somebody punched a particular sign.
Yeah.
Blockchain is a big database. So we read that information and then process it and do all sorts of magic accordingly. So yes, it's very open-ended.
Like where we're at right now, we've been calling that information. We're capable of calling that information. And we had somebody working on the MVP to start pushing it to chain. And life happened and they kind of stopped working on it. So I think we're maddeningly close to that, which is why, Yossi will say, I just need to get you a tunnel and be like, how do we slap some duct tape on this, get a bottle rocket and just like, whoosh. Anyway, Adrian, thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd like to tell you guys how that was in March for me when I found one of the events was mining, and it was just it was ultra rare, and they were just getting staking from our planet back in March, and so it meant like they were dropping 1,000 cards per hour on everyone mining on their 10 lands or something. And everyone went totally nuts on it. Everyone started mining on those lands, and it meant like you could basically, if you got lucky and crazy about it, you could mine stuff that you could stake on our planet and get Aether for it. And so people started shining their exogloves, which meant they were upgrading their exogloves that were already mining every 35 seconds down to 32 seconds. So I was mining with a Stardust exoglove every 30 seconds, and went almost without sleep for 3 weeks until it totally broke my spirit.
Oh no!
And now I hate my exoglove, but I got so many.
You just stare at it in your collection with trauma.
I hate it. It's a Stardust exoglove. It's shiny. But it was just craziness. But just to give you an idea how that was, like I was not the only one doing that, and it was really such a pull. All these factors coming together. It sounds a little bit boring when I think about you have the data and the land, but then when these things come together, it created an experience that was quite compelling.
That's cool.
But what's going to happen with missions? That's what we're all wondering, because we wait to see what the communities are going to do. I think Conman has some early signs from Discord today, maybe.
You're muted, man.
Yeah, you're muted. We can. I think.
It's been an interesting couple of months, especially for landowners.
Yeah, you're muted. I think.
It's been an interesting couple of months, especially.
There we go. Let's do that again. Headphones are good. Anyway, so Adrian, good morning. I just want to get you in here just for right. It's like. Hi, and Adrian, thank you for coming on this morning. I know you had like 9 minutes notice because we had a little scheduling snap.
They don't just do that only to me. All right, that's good to know.
Shut up.
That's a Corey thing, right?
Yeah, it is. I own it wholly. I'm doing too many things.
No, I got a message. Like I'm based in Germany, right? And Corey sent me a message, and it was 3 a.m. my morning. And he asked for can we do a call at 8 a.m. tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, sure, tomorrow. So I was thinking that it would be tomorrow my time, so tomorrow, right? And then 10 minutes before the call, Corey calls me and like, so you're ready? Like, sure. Sure. So thanks for having me again. It's again, it feels like it's been months and months, but it's only been like 6 weeks or so since we last spoke on the show, Corey. I don't know.
Yeah, it hasn't been long. I just and we're gonna get to missions here in a second, Lisa. But like you guys are basically on wax now, Adrian.
Yeah, we launched official. It's not that official because we didn't really announce it yet. So it's
I mean, it's official now. Like,
it's official.
Welcome to
It's
Wax
live.
TV.
We're in Wax. Awesome. So we've already had 1,000 accounts created.
Real quick.
Sorry,
What's that, Mike?
I said, hold on, I got to go update my Wombat wallet then real quick.
Oh yeah. It's so here's the thing. I mean, we're always like pretty cautious with these things, so we really want to make sure that it all works, right? Before we actually publicly announce that stuff. So we launched last week, and then we wanted to see how things go over the weekend, and this week we'll list all the dApps that are compatible already, because I mean, I'm obviously talking to the right ones now. So far, we've had only scatter compatible login, right? For both EOS and now Wax. So there's a very limited amount of dApps, but some have already listed us and did the integration, right, Corey?
I mean, you can go to bluedac.io right now, and it's got the little Wombat.
Exactly. So Bluedac were like lightning fast. It took like, I don't know, 3 hours for them to integrate Wombat login. So yeah, we're live with Wax. We've had the first 1,000 or so accounts created already. Like as soon as it's official, I guess we'll increase our pace significantly. And now we're looking for people who we can team up with. And actually, you know what? Listening to you guys, it's actually crazy, because it seems like I've been living in some kind of a, I don't know, cave or so, right? Where I didn't know this all was happening, all literally around me. So I'm actually very happy that now we're finally a part of this community and can actually like officially contribute to these things, and also like be in it, because it sounds goddamn exciting. It's like I don't know. It's I mean, things in the EOS space have been a bit slow. Everybody knows that, right? And we've always been looking into Wax, obviously for technological reasons. But for us, it's not just adding Wax or whatever blockchain so that we can sign transactions or whatever, but we want the whole thing, right? We want to take over transaction costs for our users. We want to create accounts for free and all these things, right? So it all has to make sense. So it's not just a thing that we do within half a day or so. It's a thing that should be well prepared, and that's also why we don't support 1,000 blockchains, but we only support a handful, right? Because we want to do things right and offer the proper UX. So now I'm happy to be in this space. Now let's do shit together. It would be awesome to kind of like hearing that people promote their NFTs and that AlienWorlds is basically an open ecosystem. That sounds awesome, and feeling like we should be contributing to that somehow. Specifically now that we're in Wax. I actually played AlienWorlds when you just launched, but I kind of sometimes couldn't get it to work and stuff, so I was really frustrated with kind of the experience with Wax Cloud Wallet.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. And Lisa, I wanted to tell you, my mother-in-law has been playing AlienWorlds last Christmas, right? She plays all the dumb phone games like Farmville and shit that don't pay you crypto. So I gave her a bunch of NFTs way back in the day, right? Last
I remember.
She's been playing every day, right? So she came to me in the kitchen this morning. I said, "Oh, I have Lisa and the gang from AlienWorlds coming on. Oh, their website is so much better now. Designed for mobile or whatever." But your target audience of literally everyone between David, D-gens who are going to use their dusted up freaking exo glove, to my freaking mother-in-law who just does this watching TV every once in a while. Everybody happy.
No, I know. Corey's mother-in-law seal of approval is a big, big deal.
Right?
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I don't know, David. You want to tell what's updated with the new look? It's more than just shiny look, but it does have a great look.
The new UI, yeah, it was a big thing, and it still is. So now the AlienWorlds is fully mobile ready. So earlier it was just this Unity UI that was a little bit clunky on the phones. You always had to, hold the phone on the side, and it wasn't really it was a bit slow when you were mining. You had to like use tools that didn't have that were like fast, so it didn't take forever for the little circle to go around. It's all in the past now, so everyone can mine fast on their phone, and it just makes a lot more sense now. Everything is geared towards a smooth experience, and it looks the same on the phone and on the computer. And of course, it's just a very smooth sci-fi look now.
It is. It looks slick as hell.
There's still some things that will get added to it, like the planets and the lands are a little bit. Right now, it's not easy to find the stuff. So while that is happening, we still have access to the old UI, but it will be an awesome land chooser. And of course, you have access to shining and governance, all in the same space. You can go to teleport and missions in here, right?
And now we're gonna get
there will be stats added, and there will be lots of things that will just make it all like one integrated experience.
Right? Yeah, I mean, like I've been thinking about this a lot actually, because we're doing a bunch of work on the Uplift, obviously, and launching stuff like Blue Dack. Like we've been live for like 5 days, and everyone's like, "Why isn't this perfect?" We're like, "Sit the fuck down, like just stop," right? And like where you guys are going to be, because we're looking at Decentraland, like 4 and a bit years old, Axie Infinity's, I think 3 years plus, whatever, right? So like thinking about where AlienWorlds is going to be in 3 years, like this nipple gets hard. I almost didn't say that, but it's true. Like this nipple just gets like, hey, in 3 years it's gonna be pretty good. I have to stop making that joke, but I probably won't. That's probably not going to happen. I'm excited for everything you guys are doing, because like at every stage you keep changing the game a little bit. So okay, you guys moved to Binance Smart Chain. I've actually been talking about that a lot because I learned a lot from watching how that happened. And so you've got stuff going on over there. Tell us about the missions that you guys are launching now. And like a couple hours ago, right, or a half hour ago?
Yeah. David, go ahead. You have better internet than I do, so you should.
Well,
go ahead.
missions. All right. So missions is fully on the Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah.
So you can go to missions.alienworlds.io, and you don't need a Wax wallet to access that. You just need BSC in MetaMask, basically, or in any. You can also use the MetaMask app on mobile through Wallet Connect. Not sure if you can use other wallets through Wallet Connect. That depends how they work that out. But using MetaMask app or a browser extension, you can use a mobile and desktop. So you need TLM on BSC in your wallet, and you need some BNB to pay for gas for the transactions, right? Because it's not like on Wax. You have some gas, but it's not a lot. So then you see currently you see one mission that is about to go off. So in 1 hour and 5 minutes, it will launch. So all the missions go through several phases. So you have a boarding, actually you have like a mission is announced period where you see what it will be and when it will, when you will be able to board it, what the rewards pool will be, and what the NFT will be, and so on. Then it goes, at some point, it starts the boarding phase when you can then just board it and send your craft and see the rewards pool change according to how many crafts are sent. So you can start strategizing around that. That's the whole gamification. And then when boarding, and all the time you have a timer for that, right? You see how long that will take. Then you go to, then the mission departs and it's on the way. And then when it comes back, you get your Trillium that you leased the spacecraft with back, and you get an NFT reward. And so there will probably be a lot of questions about how much Trillium do I get? How much does it cost? Do I get it back or not? So yeah, you get all the Trillium that you sent back, plus your share of the reward pool. That depends. So the full reward pool will be shared across all crafts that are sent to this mission. So every mission has one reward pool to itself, and it will be divided among all crafts that are sent. So you get what you put in plus the share of the reward pool, and also every 5, like the first 5 crafts that you send, will get an NFT of that mission's rarity. So there's common missions, there will be rare missions, legendary missions, epic missions, and they have all different NFTs. They will have different durations and costs to send the craft, and they will have different reward pools. So there will be shorter missions that are easier to access and have smaller pools, and there will be bigger missions that take much longer. So that's about the short of it. And then, of course, so these are like the official missions from the Federation. They, or the official Federation missions. And in the future, there will be community missions available from communities that want to create their own missions and extend that lore with their lore, basically. So there will be like special missions, special events for communities. That opportunity will be there.
So I'm having a serious dilemma right now, and I'm gonna fix it the way that I fix all these things in DGen space, by just doing a little bit of everything. I have like all of my Trillium on BlueDAC because the ROI on that right now is about 1,800 APY. It's just like, it's tough to put it anywhere else, but I want to try it. So like, I'm definitely going to move some Trillium over to BSC, which I've actually never done before, right? So I get to use your awesome teleporter machine that automatically converts all that stuff. And then I'll hop into these missions. But yeah, I was telling Lisa before, she like, we're all so busy, like, it's only been open for 5 days or whatever. She didn't even know what BlueDAC was. So yeah, we've got a blue, which is our token on BlueDAC, Trillium pair. And I haven't calculated the APY in a little while. It was 2,400 a few days ago, which is absurd, but it's new, right? All the pools are new. So more money is going to get made now from those things than ever, which means that like Trillium's going to be harder to get, which kind of was our goal, right? Like we wanted to see if we could make all of the tokens on Wax Moon, just for fun.
Interesting.
They did, right?
They're starting to not
Everyone
all.
builds differently.
What's that, Lisa?
Everyone creates differently in the metaverse, right? It's so fun to find out what everyone does and how it works, and then other people build on top of that, and it keeps going. And so, yeah, we're encouraging people to, while they're on a mission, come on over and create some NFTs and share them in communities and have some 100%. Fun.
I'm bringing all my excess TLM over there. Like I'm literally behind the scenes doing that right now.
So to give an overview about how the rewards work for the missions, because I think it's not at first sight visible. But let's say you have a mission that is the common mission, has a reward pool of 20,000 Trillium that will be shared.
Okay.
The cost is 40 Trillium per craft. And right now there are 15,000 crafts sent. So maybe there will be more sent, but also the reward per craft sent is now 0.2 Trillium. So this is the common mission. It's the cheapest one to send crafts to, and it means many people will go on there. Also is the first. But imagine there would be a mission that, let's say, cost 1,000 Trillium to enter, has maybe a 200,000 reward pool, and would take a month to return. So how many people would go on there and share that pool? So that's basically, that's the strategy that you got to think about. So it's not a fixed API or APR or something like that. It is more like you basically, you think like, okay, do I send it now? Do I wait for the last second? Because then I see how many people are actually on there. And that's what it's going to be. Like, it will be like a rush to the hangar.
Yeah, no, I love that. And really, like, this is just DeFi with the game slapped on top of it, right? Like that, and it's really fun. And that's, like, I think, like, and people should understand this too. Like, I've sort of calculated what the API is on a couple different pools on BlueDAC at any given second. An hour later, they're different, right? Like, so it like, people are whaling into these pools very, very quickly. So it's kind of the same thing, right? Like the APY now definitely will not be that way next month. I guarantee it. There's going to be 10 times more people there. It's just going to spread out. It's how these things work or whatever, right? So that it's really cool that that dynamic is in there too. So then that gets that gamification that I think it's not critical, but it's just so much fun, right? Like it's like we get to do this in this brand new way for us all to collaborate and entertain ourselves, and it works. I think it's really cool.
What I like about Blue Deck is like it teaches everyone to do LPs, so liquidity pools.
Yeah.
You can literally see everyone in the space now is asking, how do I do this liquidity? What are all these steps? And you made this video, I saw that, and now everyone is kind of wising up to how to do liquidity pools. Before there was like this exotic thing, like these few guys knew, and when they mentioned the permanent loss, everyone ran away scared, right?
Scary. Well, it really if you're sharing in 0.3% transaction fees across everyone in the pool, there's not enough incentive with how volatile everything is on Wax and honestly in most other places in crypto too to take part in that, right? It just doesn't make any sense, which is why PancakeSwap and Uniswap and a lot of other places started doing this, incentivizing, we're just gonna literally give you guys tokens if you hold LP in these things for any time. And I seriously yelled at Alcor 6 months ago to build it, and they did it. So we just said, screw it, and built it ourselves.
Hey, I know a guy that has a service like that.
Oh, is that you? Do you have a service like that?
Yeah, we do. We do liquidity pool rewards. We've got some projects that spun some things up. Just again analyze the data on chain and do some actions because of it.
Yeah, no, I think, and I've been seeing a lot of products starting to do that on their own as well, which is why because you can go to Michael Dios USA, he's very good, but he's pretty expensive. It's like really super expensive. Definitely, I mean, he's got a very good service, but it's very expensive. It's super expensive.
Oh yeah, that 2 wax a drop is gonna really.
I know it's terrible.
That'll kill you.
I'll take your magic internet money. I mean, I think the best kind of currency.
When he first told me what he was charging, I'm like, no, you should charge more. Like I said, please understand everything I just said is a joke. It's really, really good. But learning,
I mean, with the different range, and that's part of the dynamics of it is that there's projects like Blue Deck per se that would be like 2 wax a drop. Oh, you should charge me even more than that. But then I've also got the up and coming artists and projects that I mean, it's like, hey, that's as much as they made on their last pack sale, So, I mean, it's a fine balance.
And I've had a few people say the memberships are so exclusive. I'm like, you're right. They should have been $1,000 a piece, right? Like the amount of money that people are making right now, I am not charging enough for memberships. But it's on purpose because I wanted to bake in all that alpha, right? I really love those projects that just sent their stuff out into the ecosystem, and it's just going to accrue value and 4 years from now when they're $100,000, everyone's going to be like, oh shit, they were right about that. That's fun, right? But I like baking that stuff in. But people are still like, why aren't they free? Like, hey, community tools are going to be free, right? Anybody's going to be able to make a pool that has a membership. And then anybody in that entire ecosystem is going to be able to whale into those pools. So anybody with pennies will be able to come in and play with pennies, just not with blue. I'm not sorry. Have fun. What do you do with that?
Will you have like a big diagram, like super many connections, and so everyone will ask more questions?
Should I make a big diagram? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like a tokenomics,
Oh
thing.
yeah. So
it's on
we've
in
got
front of him.
yeah, exactly. This goes here, and then it comes in. No.
And then with rockets, and everything.
Yeah, basically, yeah. We'll just go look at the AlienWorlds diagram from back in the day for inspiration, because it is, I mean, industry leading standard. Yeah, I think at some point when we get in front of some of the stuff that we need to deploy over the next 5 weeks, we'll definitely do that. And maybe sooner. I just there's specific things that are a much higher priority right now.
Do you guys know why it took so long for something like that to come up on Wax actually? Because, I mean, liquidity pools and yield farms have been all over the space for really long now.
Yeah, Mike's been doing it for a bit. Kate has Kate Token's been doing it a little bit, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think a lot of it's been coming along. It just wasn't nearly as visible. I mean, yeah, like I said, Kate's been doing it for months. I don't even think they were the first one. They may have been the first ones to really do it the way that they did it, you know, I don't know, it's like an hourly drip that you go and claim or something, right? But yeah, I mean, people have been slowly trying to figure it out, even doing it manually the hard way. That's what I had one of my projects that's what he was doing. He was going to the blocks, you know, token distribution, because the way dexes work is, you know, you ultimately get kind of a unique token for that pair. And that's why you can see, you know, who has what percentage of what is who has what percentage of the token. They were just going there and manually scribbling them down.
Bullshipples. That's exactly what Shipple was doing, right? And that works. Yeah, that was Adrian. What was frustrating the hell out of me is like I started playing around with things like Egg Chain Project, which is actually where I learned DeFi by swapping eggs for colors. It's a thing. But you know, getting on PancakeSwap and making some money there in that, like, it's a lot more of a mature, you know, version of this. And they've got that on Polygon. You can look at Crystal.finance or Define for no particular reason, not like we're talking to them about listing Blue or anything. So like they're getting ahead of us. And I told everyone, like, build this, and they didn't, so we did.
One thing that I like to say about drops in AlienWorlds, there's this misconception that you need to be a landowner to do anything for the community, and you don't at all. There are hundreds of people out there who own lands who will donate it. They'll wipe the commission off the land for you for whatever, you know, they'll work with you for it. They'll donate your land for use. You can get your NFTs out there and be part of the wider space without having to own this land. If drop cost is an issue, come talk to us. We'll work something out for you. We always have done in the past.
That's a great. I have land and I haven't been using it for that. Just if anyone ever comes to you guys and you don't have, I'm sure you'll find landowners that want to do that. I'd love to do that. Just because, like, I don't play with AlienWorlds anywhere near enough, and I'm never selling that land ever. I had 3. I gave one away for a present when it was $300, and I hit myself in the head about that a lot. And I remember back in the day. I do. Actually, it is karma. This was the guy that created the first gratitude monument in the Uplift before it was the Uplift. It went to the right place, right? But still, like, fuck, I could, you know, have bought a car for that. But it did. It went to the, I remember I sold one for $800 and thought I was robbing the guy. I was wrong.
David and Lisa will be able to tell you, we've given thousands of drills away, rarer tools.
Oh man, Robert in the Telegram, he was giving so many. He like capacitors and shovels, but drills are like, I think, well, they are a lot now, and he's giving tens of thousands of drills away in March, February, January. So wow.
But back then they were pennies. They were literally pennies. You bought them for a few pennies. You just sent them out to people. It was like the space has changed definitely since the Binance listing.
For sure.
For better or worse, depending on your viewpoints. But I still think that there's still that camaraderie. Like, we're still giving tools away by the thousands. We still give staking away to people who really require it to get them going on that journey, and we're helping people out on all these drops and events. We bend over backwards for our people. So
we're actually Sammy Snake is actually on the Uplifter show with me and Jimmy in 19 minutes, and that's how we met him, right? Like, he got this group of people together and just started giving shovels away, right? I think I donated, like, 300 or 400 shovels that I just had laying around for no particular reason. Thank you, Yossi and Michael.
I know you got those.
Yeah. I was buying in bulk. But yeah, so it was great. Like, every single one of those shovels now, they in their Discord were just giving them away, and they created an entire community just around that. And now, they're doing a bunch of new things around that as well. So it's not just you guys, and I know you guys know this, but I want everyone else to know, like, that the way that you've architected not only the open blockchain part of this, but the community part of it is spawning other communities that have that same value, and it's affecting the world in a really positive way, in my opinion.
Yeah, one interesting, I did also want to add, talking about those communities that are kind of spinning things up, it's not just NFTs, it's any blockchain asset, which also includes tokens. There's one drop going on a pretty substantial amount of lands that actually gives away wax. I think it's like 100 wax a day or something like that.
Adrian, why haven't I thought of this before? Yeah, well, we gotta talk after this.
I'm just reminding you of it and saying, "Hit me up, homie."
Yeah. How much per drop again?
There you go. Right. So anyway, but we do drops, and that helps expand it. So a lot of people like say, well, I don't really have a lot of NFTs, but it'd be nice to get some tokens out. Well, that's where a lot of those services came from. Is you can drop them with, have a mini game in AlienWorlds. You can have liquidity pool rewards. You can. We even do collection scoring. Like it'll automatically figure out who has what all cards and give them a score automatically, and then kind of come up with a dashboard. And we've even triggered drops and stuff off of it. You get awesome cards, you get crappy cards, you get nothing. So different things like that. I always call it taking the little different Lego blocks and putting them all together. So
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. No, we're. Let's make a dope deal.
I also want to gamify that some more. So with drops, there's nothing stopping you dropping NFTs on your frenemies' lands. I would happily drop my candidacy posters on Nathan Fanarin's land just for fun.
Funny.
EOS USA as a service provider does not judge anybody.
Yeah, you can't really do that though.
What was the one? Like, I think it was.
That's not making me have some issues.
Right, I think it was Graffiti Kings that like launched some promo, and then like actually, and I was just talking to Darren yesterday. I freaking love those guys, but they launched a promo that was non-transferable and also non-burnable, and it was just like a sale coming soon. Like wasn't a big deal or anything, right? And so you couldn't get out of your wallet. People were not excited about that.
Right.
No.
It's got blockchain spam.
Yeah, right. Well, and like that you can't clean, right? Like it's, and people were still like, if it's burnable or whatever, just just sit down, shut the fuck up, and burn it. Like, we're sorry, like things are weird, and we're throwing spaghetti at the wall over here, right? But yeah, like you couldn't even burn it. So just sitting there, like, I mean, you're never gonna forget this.
This is bad.
Even if it's just
wasn't the best.
So
wasn't the best.
collections have lost whitelist and verification.
Yeah. Well,
Because
I was
of
like,
that.
right? Like we dropped the million Yoshi coins just to see if we could. And Jonah was like, "What have you done to our API today?" I'm like, what? I was Anyway, and the people who benefited the most, I should have to say, are AlienWorlds holders, because that was the vast majority of accounts.
That was an awesome day when they just suddenly dropped into people's wallets and everyone was talking about it. Oh my God, I've got some music NFTs. What's this all about? And like, whoa, I got loads because I'm part of AlienWorlds, and like you just got it exploded.
It was fun, right? It was definitely a really fun experiment. It should be noted that you can actually send those Yoshi coin NFTs to tokenized NFT created by KToken, right? The Wax account, to send it to tokenized NFT. It turns it into Yoshi CN, the token, and you can bring Yoshi CN to BlueDAC and make bank. So you might want to let everyone know that.
The game of life.
Right?
So Corey, with our Wax thing, we got to talk about your land, I believe, on AlienWorlds.
Yes, we do have to talk about my land.
But also, guys, are you planning to integrate other wallets anytime soon?
Which
Wombat or so?
Corey or AlienWorlds?
Yeah, no. Let's get Wombat and
done.
AlienWorlds.
Right.
Yeah,
So there's
Oh.
we can't really, because with Wax Cloud Wallet we have this layer of not everyone can create a wallet for free. There's the Google login, so there's a socials login, and if people were using like a normal Wax wallet, you can just create it for basically free, right? And it would be open up the opportunity to just massively exploit the mining contract if we. So that's why we are only allowing the Wax Cloud wallet to protect like the miners who are actually mining and playing the game.
That makes sense.
There are NFTs though.
Let's fix it.
So if you have NFTs, I'm sure there's a lot that can be sent.
Yeah, for sure. No, I was just literally wondering because we have a lot of obviously we have heaps of EOS accounts, right? So we have over 1 million users, 1.1 nowadays, actually, and most of them have an EOS account. Many of them have an Ethereum account where we'll be launching Polygon and BSC support sometime soon, right? And we now launched Wax, so now obviously our folks are interested in being able to enjoy the best possible content on Wax, right? And would be great if they wouldn't have to go kind of through the hoop of from Wombat going through Wax Cloud Wallet. And we do have we create free accounts as well, just like Wax Cloud Wallet, right? It's just that like we have similar mechanisms to avoid multi-accounting because it's in our own best interest not to have hundreds of thousands of kind of dormant accounts without people doing anything, right? So we have a similar mechanism there. Maybe we should take that offline at some point. Would be very interesting to see if we could work that out somehow. I'd be super thrilled getting all our users into AlienWorlds and mining stuff, right? That would be really awesome.
I just looked at the Wombat site where you can import your wallet, and of course I couldn't import my Wax Cloud wallet because I don't have the private keys. And I can import all the Wax tokens, which is cool. And I saw you show how much free transactions I have for TLOS, EOS, and Wax, which is cool because I cannot see that anywhere except now in the Wombat wallet. How much? Like I see 20 free transactions on Wax, which is really cool.
I was gonna say I haven't actually messed with AlienWorlds in a minute, and I just did a mine, and I feel like I'm in the fucking future. Like that was so fast that I don't even really comprehend what's going on right now.
You are, man.
You are.
You might want to hop over to missions. Click on missions.
I'm sending Trillium over to BSC with your teleporter, right? You know what? I should just have this on screen probably. Choose chain. Binance, obviously. Ethereum is meh.
I was, for the past couple of months, there's been so many questions about AlienWorlds from the community and the wider Wax space. They wanted to know when missions, when NFTs, when this, when that.
Yeah.
The thing that we can never give like final dates because working in the blockchain, it's pretty much new tech. Like there's always something going wrong. There's unique challenges cropping up 24/7, literally. And you could have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and then suddenly something on Wax goes wrong, and you're back to square one again until things are fixed. So there's been a hell of a lot of challenges to overcome and get to this point, and our team members have really pulled through, and some have like put on extra pairs of clothes and like done extra jobs, and just like there's been a really concerted effort from everyone over here just to get things rolling and working. And also in our back end of things, like we've got our support system where if users have issues, they can come to us and write on our support tickets. We've got all that tracked on bug trackers. We make sure it all goes to the devs and gets resolved. Like we're really pushing hard in the background as well as in the forefront.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, like, it's a lot of work. As somebody who's messing around in the space, and I know Adrian has dealt with that too. Yeah, just congrats, guys. Lisa, thank you so much for coming in this morning and bringing the boys. And Adrian, thanks for coming and doing this series with me. Like, I seriously, like, I want to introduce you to another absolute baller in the space. You know, every morning or time in Germany that it is an hour ago.
2 p.m. It's a great time for me.
Perfect. All right, cool. Excellent. I like it.
Yeah, great to see you guys. It's so fun to hang out, celebrate. Safe travels on your missions.
Right?
Missions,
yeah. I seriously, I just said.
Yeah, good lounge, man.
Right? I just sent 1,000 trillion over there so I could start messing around.
I'll totally check it out.
Yeah. What's that?
I'll hop on my first mission immediately.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know how much TLM Michael sent over there to do them.
How much what?
How much TLM did you send over to do them?
all of
that
it.
stuff's broken. I haven't even sent any over there yet. I mean, yeah. Everything I do, that's what how I play Alien Worlds is ones and zeros and asset IDs and scripts, and I just live in the back end. I don't even get to play the game, you know. I mean, a drill doesn't even look like a drill to me anymore. It looks like 0199.
He does like the template ID.
He knows the ID off by heart. That's what's funny.
You know how many atomic asset IDs I deal with? So yes.
Hey, one question about how long does the teleport take to kind of help people set expectations?
It should not take longer than 50
quick.
minutes.
15 minutes? Okay, cool. No,
But that's the absolute maximum. Like usually it takes like a BSC block like maximum 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
like
that's
30 seconds.
for B&B.
You know.
Yeah, like but less than a minute is usually what it does. But again, like it's teleporting across chain, so it makes sense that it would be.
if you go all at
a
the
little
same
longer.
time.
Obviously, right now, there's a lot of explorers sending their TLM over to go on
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, and it should be noted the on the website right now, this mission is starting in 37 minutes. So if you're thinking about doing it, you're going to want to do it in less than 37 minutes. All right,
Gotta hurry up now.
Guys.
get it done. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Adrian, thanks for joining me. AlienWorlds and all you guys. I miss you guys, and would love to have you guys back sooner.
Great to see you.
We're all so
Thanks, everyone.
busy. It's just cool to hang out. You remember when we talked like almost every day? It was great.
I know. Back to it.
Right?
Get in there.
I think the
But
internet's better.
Mike and Adrian, I'm gonna set up a group to talk to you guys about my AlienWorlds land and how much we can spank it.
Oh yeah.
Not spank it. That's weird.
I don't judge.
I don't judge.
EOS USA will facilitate just about anything.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. No, it's
Do some blue deck events on the land, you know?
Your commercial.
But that's where my head went. And the second that I started thinking that, Adrian's like, hold my beer. I know what's happening at his end. So yeah, no, we're gonna make it weird. And I'm like, I feel personally guilty we haven't made it weird this way yet. Just what a drop ball on my end. Anyway, we'll get it done. Adrian, any last words?
Not really. It's actually great to start tapping into that world, and I hope that we can figure something out how we can push it forward all together. So looking forward to getting more contents on Wombat, and looking forward to contribute with whatever we can to AlienWorlds, and definitely gonna check out a few drops, and definitely gonna check out missions within the next 34 minutes, I believe. Yeah, I'm really excited, and congrats for the new launch, and looking forward to meeting you more often now.
Right? Yeah, this is going to be an interesting opportunity, I think, Adrian. I mean, I know you get what they're saying. Just for people that, just to reiterate for people, like the issue that AlienWorlds is dealing with is they're trying to make sure they have real human players, right? And so that extra added layer with the Wax Cloud Wallet of needing an email address. And doing things like that is actually stopping bots from just like Uber spamming the entire AlienWorlds ecosystem, right? And I think like this is not going to be an isolated event for AlienWorlds, right? This is going to be an issue that probably the vast majority of games, like any game that gets big enough to be bottable or be a target of bots, is going to have that kind of situation. So it'll be interesting to see how Wombat evolves, because I have an abiding suspicion that they will.
Well, we've had that problem since the beginning of when we launched on EOS, right? So we've always been giving away accounts for free on EOS, and they were much more expensive than accounts on Wax, at least up until recently, I'd say, right? So I believe they're on par now, but we've always wanted to do that. So we've always needed a solution for this multi-accounting problem, and believe me, we have one. So, but that's not like, I mean, that's a general one, right? So that's not kind of related necessarily just to AlienWorlds or anything, but obviously it's in everybody's best interest not to have gazillions of spam accounts on all kinds of networks who can bot things.
As a block producer, we appreciate that.
Right? So here's the other thing. I want to drop this, and then we just have to drop the mic, because I had to go talk to Sammy and Jimmy, and by all means come and heckle in the comments if you can. wouldn't it be cool if game like, and I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen. A game's going to come out that's going to require Eden OS level KYC to play. Right? Try botting that. That's not going to work.
True.
Hey,
We'll first have to get everybody through that KYC though.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I get it. Right? But, like,
I mean, we think about that, and of course, us here in the States, I mean, but documents and around the world, what document do you take in 50% of the world to KYC them? I mean,
just get.
Right.
I didn't have to send documents into Eden OS.
my point is that how do you KYC people?
It's just social, dude. Right? Like
Yeah.
you get interviewed, and you film your little like, hey, the Constitution of Eden OS is cool, or whatever we said, right? And it is.
Michael did it.
Yeah,
Michael
and
did
then-
it twice.
Twice.
You see, like, wait.
So you're there
if-
twice, right?
Yeah, exactly. If there's any
That's
way
the move. It
to
works.
bot something, Michael from Yos USA is gonna find it.
Accidentally.
Screw it up. Right?
Not intentionally.
That's
It wasn't even
I'm
intentional.
funding
That's what
your
it
double
was.
NFTs now.
Talent on it.
yeah, that totally checks out. It's like
That's where I was going back to that challenges thing. Like, there's so many challenges and there's so many broad problems. Like if you're talking about automating mining or botting on the marketplaces or whatever, like the whole of Wax and the developer side is always constantly running this over in their head. Like, how can we prevent this? How can we stop this? And there's teams of people working around the clock 24/7, getting WAMs, looking into them, doing investigations, flagging them, stopping them from doing things on the network. It's a massive effort, but people do it because we want the integrity of our products to shine through.
right, and we'll just keep getting better. I know you guys will. All right, now I really have to go. You guys are fantastic. We'll talk soon.
Love
Thanks,
you.
everyone.